back. I still remember what happened a few years back when Arnab was moved in a similar way from Alibag to Taloja, but that's another story. We'll talk about that later. But Mayuk, coming back to you. Mayuk, I'm going across to Shravan, and Mayuk, you've been, Mayuk, tell us, what time did you get the news of this movement? What time did the news of this movement come in? How many officers were there, or who are these people? They don't look like officers. When was he brought from Sandeshkhali?
No.
And where is he being taken? Tell our viewers everything that you know so far. And then we'll go across to Shravan as well as he picks up more details.
Or no.
Mayuk.
Niranjan, let me tell you, at around 10:31, at around 10:31, Niranjan, I think there's some right now there's some activity, some movement there, and I'm trying to find out. At 10:31, Niranjan, I got fanatic calls from our reporters on ground that Mayuk Santu Pan is being taken somewhere, and those fanatic calls increased. More reporters in Bengal, they started calling us, and they said that you do something, you just check whether Santu Pan's family has been informed, the lawyers have been informed, or the office has been informed. I said no, none of them have been informed. Then what happened? Then Santu Pan was taken in a boat in the middle of the night. And then Santu Pan is being taken by some cops. I don't know whether they're cops or not because they don't have badges. I don't know whether they have the protocol uniformed right now because I don't see a star in their uniform. And now the car in which Santu Pan is being taken, it's not a police car. At least it doesn't look like a police car. There's not a single sticker or signage of West Bengal Police, or even Bashirat Sandeshkhali Police. By assuming the fact that they are going to shift Santu Pan, there is a constitutional right of an accused to understand and know that Santu Pan is being taken somewhere. But none of the things have been done, Niranjan, and we are afraid. Arnab has directly conveyed the message to Madam Mamata Banerjee that if something happens, that the sole responsibility will be of the Bengal government, because the Bengal government or the Bengal police is not informing Republic where exactly Santu Pan is being taken.
I'm going across to Shravan as well as we get more details of where Santu Pan is being taken. We're still trying to track him down. Extremely mischievous and devious, devious movement by the Bengal police. We don't know whether the Bengal police in the first place, but the Bengal police will be answerable. The state government in Bengal is answerable. Shravan, legally speaking, why is this suspicious a day before the case comes up in the High Court?
Well, in fact, right from the word go, Niranjan, nothing has been followed legally by the West Bengal Police in particular. The fact of the matter is this, that the reason why he was arrested in the first place was also not very clear. No notice was ever issued. No warning was ever given. Remember, this on the basis of a complaint that came in 2 days after a broadcast that was done. That in itself is a clear indication of the fact that they did not want to follow any rules. The fact of the matter is this, that they were basically petrified with the kind of coverage that was done for over more than a week. The coverage that was done by Republic Bangla, Santu Pan has been there on the ground exposing the ill deeds of Trinamool Congress goons, and that did not really find any sort of resonance as far as the police is concerned. But it was the people of West Bengal who've come out in full support of Santu Pan and the coverage that has been done by Republic Bangla. The reality is this, that when you actually take out a reporter from the custody, taken in this mysterious manner, as though this reporter happens to be some sort of a terrorist, that you had to take him out in the stealth of the night, take them out without even telling where exactly has he been taken to. And if you really look at the nature of the complaint that has also been filed, what's very important to point out here is that there is no need for any sort of a spot recreation. If at all, that is what the West Bengal Police is essentially planning to do. The reality is this, that the alleged crime that they're essentially talking about does not even require any sort of spot recreation. The fact of the matter is that there is a deliberate attempt that has actually been made to try and perhaps make the most of the night and continue with the kind of torture. Because remember, Santu Pan, on the very day that he was taken into custody, the next morning he actually said the way he was being tortured. The fact of the matter is that he was actually made to sign a paper not once but multiple times. So this is exactly the reality, and they are behaving that this is not a reporter but rather a terrorist that they're essentially dealing with, Niranjan.
Well, we're staying with this non-stop because we're trying to find out details. Tomorrow the case comes up in the Calcutta High Court. And in the Calcutta High Court, we have very senior advocates, including Santu Pan and Mahesh Jethmalani. Mahesh Jethmalani will lead the charge for the Republic Media Network tomorrow when this case comes up in the Calcutta High Court. But this is extremely, extremely distressing. We're all very worried about the situation of Santu Pan. He's been moved out of Sandeshkhali. Now, you spoke about what they may be trying to do, but why would they move him out of Sandeshkhali, even assuming that they wanted to take him to the scene of crime, of the crime they're trying to charge him with, which he never did. These are trumped up charges, we all know that. But looking at these people who are taking him away, Shawan, they don't seem to be police. It wasn't a police vehicle. Extremely suspicious.
Well, exactly, that's the point, Niranjan. And right from the beginning, remember the way he was physically assaulted. He was dragged by the Rapid Action Force. It is important to remind everyone, people of Bengal, that this is how exactly the West Bengal Police was dealing with a reporter who was doing his job. The fact is this, that he was physically assaulted, he was dragged, he was taken in by the West Bengal Police without even being informed. If you remember the very point that he actually asked the officer in charge, on what basis are you really arresting me? This was at a time when Santu Pan, after the coverage, was returning home. That's when the ferry was actually stopped. He was asked to sit in a car, never told what was the reason why he was being taken into custody. Any accused, remember, you have to first of all read out the charges that have been leveled against you. That is the right of every person. And that has been guaranteed in our constitution to every person who is being charged, or more importantly, being probed. But that was never done. It is a clear instruction, because it came in right from the top, that you do not really need to look into anything else. But the fact is that do anything to stop the coverage of Republic Bangla. And that is exactly what we are seeing tonight, because the manner he was taken out from the police station, the manner in which right now, the image that you see on the screen, the moment Santu Pan wanted to speak to our colleague there, he was being stopped from doing that. Why exactly would you be doing that? Is there something that you're trying to hide? That's the question that we have been asking from day one. If there is nothing to really hide in Sandeshkhali, why is it that you would be stopping an independent media from carrying out and doing their job? And that's a question that only the West Bengal Chief Minister would be answering. More importantly, this intimidation tactic, this is yet another intimidation tactic, an abuse of power. It is an abuse of power by the West Bengal Police, who are only trying to satisfy the needs of their political masters. And that's the reason why the question will always be asked, that is this how you deal with a reporter? You would have done the same with a terrorist. The fact of the matter is that, Niranjan, in most cases, in terror cases, you would actually see a terrorist being taken out of the jail during midnight, only because, remember, that there is a need to do so, because it has to be done in secrecy. What is the secrecy that they are is basically referring to?
These are breaking news. I'm staying with full frame. Please stay full frame with the pictures right now. Let's stay full frame over the pictures. I'll speak over the pictures. Santu Pan, ladies and gentlemen, was arrested with trumped-up charges a few days back. 2 days back, he was arrested on trumped-up charges. He was picked up immediately after his show. And he's now, after being sent to 3 days of police custody, Mamata Banerjee wanted him in custody for about 10 days. She wanted him in jail for 10 days for God knows what reason. They wanted him in jail for 10 days for just doing his job, like the rest of the journalists of the Republic Bangla team and the Republic Media Network, who are doing their job of investigating and reporting what is happening in Sandeshkhali. He was simply reporting what was happening in Sandeshkhali. sent to 3-day police custody yesterday. And tomorrow his case comes up in the Kolkata High Court. He's brought in a ferry in the dead of the night. In the dead of the night, he's brought in a ferry. He's taken out of the ferry. And he's just whisked away by these men. We don't know whether they're the police. We don't see any insignia on their uniform. They just whisk him away. Some of them were carrying rifles. We don't know who they are. We don't even know whether they belong to the Bengal Police. And Santu Pan has been saying that he was tortured in custody. He said that yesterday when he was being whisked away by the police when we tried to speak to him. And even today when he was being taken away by the police, he once again repeated that he was being tortured and he had no idea where the police was taking him. And these are live pictures of how he was brought from Sandeshkhali, taken away to an undisclosed location altogether. Trying to find out what's happening. Shavan, there were also reports of the DGP of Bengal going to Sandeshkhali. Nobody knows what's going on there. But there are reports that they could stage the arrest of Shah Jahan. Shavan.
Well, there is absolutely no intention that the West Bengal Police has shown in arresting Shah Jahan. The man who carried out an attack on Central Forces, the man against whom there are several charges that have been leveled by the women of Sandeshkhali, rather than acting on Mafia Don Sheikh Shah Jahan, who has mental rights of voting. Remember, that very person is now being protected. All this while, this question that was asked, what is it that Mamata government essentially wants to do? What is that kind of tacit understanding that Mamata has with Sheikh Shah Jahan? Because the man goes into hiding after 5th of January. There is no urgency that is shown by the West Bengal Police to forget about arresting. They do not even know where exactly is Sheikh Shah Jahan. Perhaps they know, but they do not want to act on it because that's the kind of political instruction that has come in. The charge that has been leveled against the Mamata government right now is that 30%. That's the 30% that they want to protect, and that is the reason why perhaps they do not want to take an action against Sheikh Shah Jahan. So it does not matter when women of Sandeshkhali are saying that where are our rights. It is the same very government that fought on the plank of Mati Manush. The question here is that what about the Manush? What about Ma? What about Mati? Because in all three cases, in all three areas, remember there are allegations that have been leveled against Sheikh Shah Jahan. And this is exactly what was being exposed by Republic Bangla. And it is because of Republic Bangla that today the entire nation knows about the horrors of Sandeshkhali. We need to remind everyone in this country that had it not been for the sacrifice, for the fearless reporting that was done by Republic Bangla reporters, the world, the entire nation would not have known about what's happening in Sandeshkhali. And look at the price that the reporters have to pay only because they're telling the world, they're telling the entire nation that this is what is happening in Sandeshkhali. This is the reason why we are fighting for the people of Bengal. And that's the reason why tonight we are asking people of Bengal to rise against this anarchy, to rise against this emergency-like situation that has been imposed in West Bengal. Just think about the situation. If today you are asked a question, if today you ask this question to the government, those who are in power, this is how you would be treated.
Joining on the phone line, getting in more reactions now. Shawan, stay with me. Shukanta Majumdar. Shukanta Majumdar, Santu Pan is being moved out in the middle of the night. Kisi ko pata bhi nahi hai ki where he's being taken. We don't know where he's being taken away to an undisclosed location. One day before the High Court hearing, Shukanta Majumdar.
Yes, we all concerned about this, and we are really concerned along with the family members of Santu Pan, because today only I have visited the house of Santu Pan near the Arambagh, and the family, especially the mother, she was so concerned about the health and all the things of Santu Pan. So now police has taken this action, and it is really shameful how the police of Mamata Banerjee is acting. It is a pure sign of an autocratic ruler, and Mamata Banerjee is, I think, suffering from Kim Jong-un syndrome. So that's why the Mamata Banerjee want to make Sandeshkhali and whole West Bengal North Korea-like situation. She wants to make the West Bengal like North Korea. but all the people, all the section of the people, different parts of the state, they are opposing and they are criticizing Mamata Banerjee's government. I would like to appeal all the media personnel across the house line to condemn these things and how Mamata Banerjee is trying to create a fear psychosis amongst the reporters so that the truth of Sandeshkhali should not come out. That is the main motto of Mamata Banerjee and her administration.
No, but the manner in which they have done it, Shukanda Majumdar, the manner in which they are doing it, nobody knows where he's being taken. A few guards, we don't even know whether they're the police. They had no insignia on their uniform, just dragged Santu Pan. They were trying to hide their own identity, some of them wearing helmets. Taken away in a private vehicle. It was not even a police vehicle. We are hearing it was a private vehicle.
So if this is the thing, then it's really think of great concern, I feel. And we should knock the court. The lawyer of the Santu Pan should contact the police, and he has all the right to know that where Santu Pan, where police is taking, police is moving him from one place to another place. It is the duty of the police officer to inform the lawyer of Santu Pan. So legal action should be taken this police station also.
Yes, I can confirm to you that the legal team has not been informed. I can confirm to you that the family has not been informed. I can confirm to you that none of those who are involved in this or know him have been informed of where he's being taken. Shukanda Majumdar, thank you for joining us. That is the West Bengal BJP chief Shukanda Majumdar, who was also there earlier today. He visited the house of Santu Pan and met the family. And some very, very alarming developments, unexpected, alarming developments in West Bengal. Santu Pan, our Republic Bangla reporter, arrested yesterday. Mamata Banerjee wanted 10 days of his custody. He was sent to 3-day police custody yesterday. He's now been moved out of Sandeshkhali. In the middle of the night, he's been moved away in a private vehicle, and all of us are really worried. This comes a day before his case comes up in the Calcutta High Court, and before Mahesh Jetpalani argues our case in the Calcutta High Court. I have Nalin Kohli of the BJP also joining us. Nalin, you're an advocate. Very, very, very unusual and very unexpected movements here in Bengal. Our reporter has been taken out of Sandeshkhali, brought in a ferry, middle of the night, taken away in a private vehicle. What do you make of it, Nalin? I'm going across to Shravan. Shravan, any more updates you're picking up, Shravan, about the whereabouts of Santu Pan?
Well, absolutely no. There is no clarity as to where exactly has he been taken to. More importantly, this has been done in complete stealth. What is important to point out here, this is the only image. This is the only image that we have of Santu Pan the moment he was actually taken out from the police station, taken to an undisclosed location using that particular ferry. We are also going to show those images.
Nalin Kohli is on the phone line. Nalin Kohli of the BJP is on the phone line, Shravan. Shravan, be with me. Nalin Kohli is also an advocate. Nalin Kohli, Santu Pan taken out in a ferry out of Sandeshkhali, brought out of Sandeshkhali, dead of the night in a ferry, taken away in a private vehicle. We don't know where he is. We're all really worried. But it's extremely concerning to all of us. We're all shocked. Nalin, what do you make of this Mamata Banerjee government move?
Well, first of all, we are talking of a reporter of a leading channel. He's a journalist. He's not a terrorist. He's not someone who's a threat to society. And there's certainly no requirement or risk in his transportation that somebody is going to try to break a police cordon and force or to help him escape. That can be expected from a dreaded criminal, a dacoit, or someone like that. Now, if there is a need to suddenly move him to an undisclosed location, and that too in a private vehicle, it raises questions. Why? What is the need? Why is the standard protocol not being adhered to? What are the instructions that are making a movement away from the standard protocol? So I think one will have to wait to know what is by tomorrow morning. He has his right under the Constitution. Those rights have to be followed. They cannot be dispensed with. They cannot be violated. And most importantly, if there's any threat or perception, then One option is that one can move a habeas corpus petition to produce the person that where has he disappeared.
Yeah, the case is in court. Is in the Calcutta High Court tomorrow, Nalin. It's tomorrow, and Mahesh Jethmalani and Sandeepan Ganguly will be arguing for Republic Bangla's Santu Pan in court tomorrow. But I can tell you, this is very, very unusual, Nalin. We find it extremely unusual that he would be moved out in the middle of the night. That too moved out of Sandeshkhali, and we don't know where he's being taken.
So I find it unusual because it involves a reporter. And he's not a threat to society. So we will need to wait that perhaps, given your news report, it is possible that the police, the West Bengal Police, may come out with information on his whereabouts. Because after all, his family, his friends, his employer, every one of his well-wishers are entitled to know where he is.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Nalin. I can confirm to you that his family hasn't been informed. His lawyers haven't been informed. Nobody knows where he's being taken. And that's something I can tell you. The manner in which Mamata Banerjee government has handled this entire case and has arrested our reporter and has tried to crush the media. She's tried to attack the media, arrest the media. In this particular case, we're all very concerned about what's happening in Bengal. And we're all very concerned for Santu Pan right now. I'm going across to Swapnil Kothari as well. Swapnil Kothari, advocate. Swapnil, he's been moved. You're a lawyer, Swapnil. And he's moved out of Sandeshkhali to an undisclosed location. When such a movement happens, the family is informed, the lawyers are informed, but I can confirm to you that nobody as of this minute has been informed.
Niranjan, it's extremely unfortunate, it's extremely sad, and it's absolutely grossly illegal. This reminds me of the horrors that Arnab faced when he was shifted from Taloja to some place, to Taloja from his original destination to Taloja. Now, this is exactly the same situation. I don't know where this Santu Pan is being shifted. In the middle of the night, the very fact that you're taking this unearthly hour to shift the accused, so-called accused on trumped-up charges, itself reeks of some sort of, subterfuge and political machination, as such, as I would say so. I fear for his life, number one. Number two, coming to this very legally, the lawyers should have been informed. The lawyers should have been the first people to have been informed about this situation. You need to inform the lawyer that we are doing this to your client. And that too, the police should have informed. The fact that I don't even know whether these are the police. Because when I look at this, I do not see any badges, Niranjan. So I don't know who these people are. Are they some private security of the government in power?
Swapnil, they're not the police. I can tell you what is most suspicious is Swapnil. Swapnil, what is most suspicious, and I think we have Amit Malviya as well. Swapnil, be with me. Swapnil, I don't want you to disconnect. Be with me. I also have Amit Malviya of the BJP. Amit Malviya, these men who now have dragged Santu Pan away from Sandeshkhali. He was brought in a ferry in the middle of the night, taken away by these men. We don't know whether the police, the Home Guard, they don't have any insignia. Some of them are covering their faces. Some of them are wearing helmets. Taken away in a private vehicle. He's whisked away in a private vehicle to an undisclosed location. Amit, we don't know what's happening there. Amit Malviya.
We are aware of the development that has happened right now in Sandeshkhali. We are in know of the fact that Republic Bangla journalist Santu Pan, who had been reporting on Sandeshkhali, has been suddenly relocated from the police station in the middle of the night. I quite agree with you that it's not clear whether it is the West Bengal Police or it is some private militia, because we have heard stories about Shahjahan Sheikh and his men controlling that area and the police completely having surrendered that region. So it obviously remains a matter of concern that this relocation is happening without following due process of law. And clearly the West Bengal government, the West Bengal police have much to answer on the manner in which they have arrested Santu Pan yesterday and again today. The way this movement is happening, it's very suspicious. It leaves a lot to question. And if Republic Bangla journalist is hurt in any way, it will be the responsibility of the Chief Minister and the DGP of West Bengal. who was today in Sandeshkhali apparently.
The DGP of Bengal is in Sandeshkhali, we hear, Amit. We don't know what's going on. But it's very suspicious. The activities in Sandeshkhali today are extremely suspicious, raising many questions.
Well, I share your concern completely. I am not quite sure what was the urgency to move him in the middle of the night. Where has he been moved? Have they done the due process? Is there a movement order? Did they show arrest in the first place yesterday? Was the location Sandeshkhali police station? And what is it going to be now? All these questions are relevant. They must be raised to the government of West Bengal. And of course, I am hoping that Republic has taken the matter to the court, because clearly the institutions in West Bengal have crumbled and they cannot be trusted for anything. Not certainly the life of a journalist.
Thank you, Amit, for speaking to Republic TV. I can confirm to you also that the matter is in the Calcutta High Court tomorrow, Swapnil. Hours before it comes up in the Calcutta High Court, Swapnil, before it comes up in the Calcutta High Court, for them to be doing this, right? Shavan, Swapnil, I think I heard your voice for a second there, but the moment we have you, Swapnil, I'll come to you. Shavan, any more details you're picking up as of this minute about where Santu Pan has been taken? I know we had a reporter trailing him. Do we have details of whether we've been able to follow that vehicle, get any details of the whereabouts? Shavan.
Well, in fact, not just one, there are multiple crews of Bangla currently trying to find out where exactly is Santu Pan, but we are in the dark right now. We do not know where exactly has he been taken, and that certainly raises a huge concern, because remember, that's exactly what is being spoken about right now, that what was the need for the police, or perhaps even as Amit Malviya points out, it could be anyone else, it could be a private militia, because it sounds quite bizarre for a lot of people outside the state of West Bengal, but those who have actually been there, I can tell you one thing, that particularly in multiple districts, the police has also, these are allegations that have been leveled against the police too, that they have been hand in gloves with the goons, because in order to operate in those very areas, and in the past too, we have seen several such incidents that have taken place. So that is the reason why this becomes even more worrisome at this point in time. But mind you,
Yes.
we have our reporters on the ground, and they are tracking every possible development there. And we are once again demanding that the police ought to come out in the open and say where exactly have they taken Santu Pan.
Just be with me for a second, Shavan. Shavan, I'm just interrupting you there because I think we have Swapnil Kothari live as well. I'm going across to him. Swapnil, first of all, thank you for joining us this late. Very brings us memories of what happened with Arnab. I still remember we were in Delhi when we got the news of him being moved from Alibag to Taloja. And, it shook all of us. And a day before Santu Pan's case comes up in the Calcutta High Court, him being moved in the manner that he's being moved now is really concerning to all of us.